When we think of health, most people focus on food, on movement, or on medicine. But there's something far more personal, far more intimate, that we sometimes forget. The small, quiet rituals we perform each day, the ones that no one sees, yet they tell the story of how much we still value ourselves. Washing your body isn't just about staying clean. It's about staying connected to yourself, to the world, and to life. As we grow older, that connection becomes more important than ever. And there are 5 areas of the body, often overlooked, that carry not only physical risks when ignored, but emotional weight as well. Let's begin with a simple place: behind the ears. It sounds small, doesn't it? But behind your ears lies a warm, folded space that traps oil, sweat, and dead skin. When left unwashed, it can harbor bacteria, cause infections, or even produce a sour smell. But more than that, it's symbolic. It's a space you only clean when you're being truly intentional, because no one else sees behind your ears. Only you know if you've cared for it. Think about what that means. To gently wipe behind your ears is to say, I care for myself even when no one else is looking. That kind of quiet dignity is the foundation of a longer, more meaningful life. Another spot we often forget, especially as we age, is beneath the folds of our skin. For many seniors, as the body changes, the skin begins to form natural folds. Under the arms, beneath the breasts, around the belly. Between the thighs, these areas become warm and moist, creating the perfect environment for fungal infections, sores, or irritation. And yet, because these folds are hard to reach, or we feel uncomfortable acknowledging them, we neglect them. But here's a truth that may comfort you. There is nothing shameful about these folds. They are part of the body you have earned. The body that has walked through storms, raised families, survived illness, carried grief, and laughed until it cried. To wash under the folds is not about vanity. It's an act of honoring the skin that still holds your spirit. Every swipe of a warm cloth says, I haven't given up on myself. Now let's talk about something even more personal: your feet. They carry your entire weight, day in and day out. Yet they are the most ignored part of the body. In our younger years, we may have soaked them, massaged them, even painted the nails. But now perhaps it's harder to bend down, harder to lift your leg. Maybe you feel embarrassed to even look at them. But ignoring your feet is dangerous. Cracked heels, fungal infections, pressure sores, these can lead to far greater issues in older adults. In some cases, neglected feet have even led to amputations. So yes, washing your feet each day is about hygiene, but it's also about gratitude, about looking down at those tired soles and saying, thank you for carrying me this far, let me return the favor. You may not realize it, but taking care of your feet can also help with balance, with confidence, with walking a little further tomorrow than you did today. Then there's a place few talk about: your navel. The belly button is a tiny, often forgotten dip in your body. And because it's deep and dark, it can become a hiding place for sweat, bacteria, and even small debris from clothing or lint. For many older adults, if the belly sags or if mobility is reduced, this area is easily missed. But caring for your navel is more than cleaning a crevice. It's a reminder of where your life began. That little scar is the mark of your first connection to nourishment, to warmth, to being wanted in this world. When you gently clean your belly button, you're not just wiping away dirt. You are touching the place you once received life, and, finally, your scalp. You may not have as much hair as you once did. Or perhaps it's thinner, more delicate, more sensitive. But beneath your hair, or even if there's none, is your scalp. A living part of your body that still breathes, sweats, and holds tension. A dirty scalp can lead to itchiness, flakes, or infections. But more than that, when you take time to wash and massage your scalp, you're helping your brain relax. You're releasing stress, improving circulation, and reminding yourself that your thoughts, your memories, your mind still matter. One woman said she began washing her scalp more often, not for beauty, but because it was the only time I could think kindly of myself. These 5 areas, behind the ears, under the folds, the feet, the navel, and the scalp, they may seem simple, but they hold deep meaning. And when we care for them daily, we do more than clean our bodies. We tell the world, I am still here. I still value myself, and I am not done living. Each day you wash these parts is a day you choose life. And that choice, quiet, private, uncelebrated, is one of the most powerful choices of all. There is something deeply healing about small, consistent acts of care. As the world moves faster and louder, it's easy to feel like your days are shrinking, like time is slipping through your fingers. But when you slow down and tend to your body with love, you reclaim something precious, the moment. There is dignity in that moment. Too often we wait for someone else to care for us. A caregiver, a nurse, a doctor. But you still have power. The power to care for yourself in ways that preserve your independence, your comfort, and even your hope. Because washing these 5 quiet places is more than physical. It's emotional, it's spiritual, it's a message to yourself. I am worth the effort. It's easy to feel forgotten as we age. Children grow up. Friends pass away. The mirror changes. But you are not invisible. And your value does not decrease with time. It deepens. The small, intentional act of washing behind your ears each morning is like opening a window in a room that's been closed too long. It lets in air, clarity, even memory. It brings you back into awareness, back into your body. And under the folds of your skin, where moisture and time tend to gather, that's where comfort lives or suffers. If ignored, those tender places can become painful, inflamed, infected. But if you treat them with the gentle kindness you once gave to others, you'll find something unexpected. Peace. You'll feel clean, yes, but also respected by yourself. And that's something every elder deserves. Self-respect. You may have spent years caring for others, feeding children, working long hours, holding families together when it felt like no one noticed. Now, it's your turn to care for you. When you wash your feet, you may find tears rising, not from pain, but from recognition. Your feet have walked through decades, across hospital floors, through gardens, down aisles, over thresholds of new homes and old memories. To touch them with intention is to say, I know what you've done for me. Thank you. It's a small but mighty form of gratitude. And then the navel. Have you touched it recently? Noticed it? Cleaned it gently? That tiny place is where your story began, before you even knew your own name. You were connected to your mother through that space. That umbilical thread fed your heart before it ever beat on its own. Cleaning your navel is like saying hello to your beginning, to all that came before, to the miracle of still being here. Because, yes, you are still here. And every breath you take is a testament to strength. Some people believe that the scalp is just skin beneath the hair, but it's more than that. It's where thought and memory and worry live. And when you wash your scalp, massaging it slowly, you're telling your mind, you can rest now. You're releasing tension that's been held for years. You're easing the weight of memories. You're softening the past, gently making space for the present. And it's not about having perfect hair. It's not about how you look. It's about how you feel. You deserve to feel light. You deserve to feel clean. You deserve to feel alive. When you begin to care for these places regularly, a beautiful thing happens. Your body responds. It softens. It strengthens. It thanks you in ways you can feel. In your sleep, in your energy, in your mood, and in how others begin to respond to you too. Because when you care for yourself with that kind of gentle consistency, it shows. People feel it. There's a quiet confidence that surrounds you, not pride, peace. Sometimes the hardest part is getting started. On a cold morning when your joints ache and your motivation is low, it might feel easier to skip the wash, to say, I'll do it tomorrow. But tomorrow doesn't build habits. Today does. Even if it's just 5 minutes. Even if you can, only reach one part at a time. Do what you can. It matters. Because each small act tells your body, you're still mine. I haven't abandoned you. And your body listens. your heart listens, and life begins to whisper back, "Thank you." Let this be your new morning vow, not out of obligation, but love. Today I will wash the places no one sees, because I still see myself. And that, more than anything, may just be the key to living longer and living better. There's a quiet kind of strength in those who keep showing up for themselves, especially in the little things. You may not be running marathons or climbing mountains anymore, but when you lift your hand to wash behind your ears, or bend gently to cleanse your feet, you're doing something just as powerful. You're honoring yourself, and that, my friend, is not small. That is everything. Because you see, a long life isn't just measured in birthdays. It's measured in moments of presence, in acts of care, in the way you choose to treat yourself even when no one is watching. There are many things we can't control as we age. Our bones may ache, our memories may flicker, our balance may sway. But there's still so much you can control, like how gently you speak to yourself and how kindly you treat your body. And it starts in those 5 sacred places. Take your feet, for example. Did you know that the health of your feet can affect your entire body's alignment? Poor foot hygiene can lead to infections, nerve problems, even posture issues that creep into your hips, your back, your neck. But when you soak your feet, scrub them gently, trim your nails with care, something shifts. You begin to walk differently, with more confidence, more awareness, more peace, and perhaps even more joy. It's not vanity, it's vitality. You're not trying to be young again. You're simply choosing not to let yourself fall through the cracks of neglect, and those folds of skin, those soft hidden spaces where sweat and warmth tend to gather, deserve tenderness too. Because ignoring them doesn't just lead to skin infections. It sends a subtle message to your heart. This part of me isn't worth my attention, but you are worth your attention, every inch of you, especially the parts that time and gravity have changed. We don't need to be embarrassed by our bodies, not anymore. They've already done their job. They've served us well. They've danced at weddings. They've held newborns. They've held grief. And still, they wake up each morning asking us for one more chance, to be loved, to be noticed, to be touched with care. Even something as small as washing your navel each morning can carry deep meaning. It says, "I remember where I came from. I remember how far I've come." And if you're thinking, does it really make a difference? Let me tell you something most people don't hear enough. Yes, it does. It's in these small rituals that our spirit stays strong. Not because the act itself is grand, but because you keep choosing to do it. Even when it's not easy. Even when no one is cheering. Even when your hands shake a little more than they used to. And that kind of resilience? That's how legacies are built. That's how we live longer, not just in years, but in meaning. Now let's revisit the scalp. It's so often neglected, especially if there's thinning hair or sensitivity. But washing your scalp isn't just about hygiene, it's about connection. The scalp is rich in nerve endings. It holds tension, emotion, even unspoken memories. When you take the time to gently massage it, to clean it thoroughly, you're doing more than refreshing your skin. You're offering comfort to the very place where thoughts are born. And perhaps in those few minutes you'll feel something loosen, not just physically, but emotionally. Old worries dissolving, old judgments softening. A kind of mental exhale you didn't even know you needed. Some days you may not feel like doing it. The body might resist. The spirit may feel tired. But here's the secret. Do it anyway. Because when you wash these sacred places, you're not just cleaning skin, you're tending to the garden of your soul. You're watering something inside of you that still wants to grow. You're saying, I am not invisible, I am not done, I am here, and I deserve to be cared for by me. And slowly, over time, that care becomes a rhythm that carries you through the hard days, that softens the lonely ones, that reminds you who you are even when the world forgets. And here's something else you may not expect. When others see you caring for yourself with such dignity, it inspires them. Maybe it's your child, your grandchild, a neighbor, a friend. They notice, they feel it. Your simple act becomes a silent lesson in self-respect. Without saying a word, you teach them. Even in my later years, I still matter. And so do you. If you've ever doubted your worth, let this daily ritual bring it back to you. If you've ever felt forgotten, let each touch remind you you are still deeply present. And if you've ever wondered how to stay strong, let your care for these 5 places be your quiet daily vow. Maybe you've spent your life giving everything to others. You gave your strength to your children, your time to your work, your patience to the world. You gave even when you were tired, even when you weren't thanked, even when it cost you. But now is the time to give something back. To yourself. And not in grand ways. Not in vacations or medals or applause. But in small, sacred ways. In the kind of care no one sees but your soul feels. A warm cloth behind the ears. A soft towel under your feet. A slow hand across your scalp. A gentle cleanse around your navel. A quiet moment tending to the folds of your body. These are not just routines. They are acts of devotion, whispers that say, I am still here, and I still matter. Because the truth is, the longest lives aren't always the loudest. They are often lived quietly, wisely, in peaceful rooms, in simple rituals, in a body well cared for. You see, when you wash these 5 often overlooked parts of your body every day, you're not just fighting off infection. You're not just keeping clean. You're preserving something much deeper. Your independence, your dignity, your joy, and perhaps more than anything, your sense of being alive. Because a clean body is a comfortable body. A cared-for body is a respected one, and a respected body is a home worth staying in. You deserve that. Not because of what you do, but because of who you are. Your age is not a limitation. It is a lighthouse. You are not at the end of something. You are in a chapter filled with wisdom, clarity, and the chance to experience yourself more deeply than ever before. Yes, the world may rush past you. Yes, others may forget how strong you've been. But you don't have to forget. Every time you wash these 5 body parts, you write a message into the skin. I remember, and I choose to keep going. So today, when you wake up, don't start with your to-do list. Don't start with the news or the noise. Start with yourself. Go to the mirror. Look at your face, not with judgment, but with kindness. Then tend to your body like an old friend. Not because you must, but because it deserves your love. And if the thought crosses your mind, does this really help me live longer? The answer is yes, because the body responds to love, to warmth, to care. Cleanliness isn't just about staying disease-free. It's about how you feel in your skin. It's about confidence when you walk into the world. It's about staying upright, mobile, and proud. It's about respecting the vessel that's carried you all this way. So please, wash these 5 parts daily. Do it gently. Do it lovingly. Do it with reverence. Not for beauty, not for youth, but for life. Because every moment you choose to care for yourself, you are choosing to live longer and better. And that choice, that quiet daily choice, might just be the most powerful thing you do. If this story moved you, share it with someone you care about,